Good morning. How are you guys? I hope you all had a really great Easter break and you got to enjoy some time outside, getting some fresh air. Maybe you did something really cool over Easter. I don't know what that would be since we really can't go anyplace, but I don't know. Maybe you went to the front yard. Maybe you went to the backyard. Uh, but I'm glad that you guys got a little break from school. I think everybody needed that. Today, I want you to turn to page 79. I've already posted answers to section 2 and section 3. If you handed those in and you made mistakes, just make sure that you study the correct answers because we are going to be having another test, just a small one, on Friday. And I'm going to give it to you the same way that I did the other one. It'll be a Google form. And let's make sure that everybody has their passwords. And remember, if you don't have it, then please email Mrs. Musgrave. All right. So I'm going to go over some of this assessment with you. Whoops. If I can get my camera skills to be a little bit better. All right. So let's look on page 79, and you can follow along with me and just pause if I'm going too fast. The electrically neutral particles in the nucleus of an atom are called neutrons. Number 2, the blank of an element is equal to the number of blank in the nucleus of its atoms. Well, this one is referring to the periodic table. And remember, if you have one square on the periodic table, up at the top, I just drew this, you have the atomic number. So, the atomic number this is equal to the number of protons in the nucleus of the atoms. So the atomic number of an element is equal to the number of protons in the atoms. Number 3, atoms of an element that differ let me try that again. Atoms of an element that differ by their mass numbers are called isotopes. All right, so mass number, this is the atomic mass down here, but you can see that there is a decimal. The rounded atomic mass would be 1, and that's its mass number. So sometimes hydrogen has a mass of 2. That means that it has one more neutron in its nucleus. But it's still hydrogen. It's just a little chubbier. And so when that mass number is different, it's called an isotope. Okay? But like I said, it's still the same element. Explain how both terms in each set below are related. Number 4, ionic and covalent are both types of chemical bonds. Number 5, homogeneous mixture and solution. Well, these are easy because these two mean the exact same thing. A solution, whether you call it a solution or a homogeneous mixture, it simply means that you can't distinguish any parts of it to be different. So I think I gave you the example of like pop and I don't know, and sand water. Let's do that. So if you put sand in water and took a big drink, there wouldn't be the same amount of sand all through your water. Thank heavens. That's kind of disgusting. You know, the sand is going to settle out on the bottom. But if you took a drink of pop, you're not going to be able to tell the difference between the sugar and the water and whatever other horrible chemicals that they put in there. And so that is a homogeneous mixture or a solution. Those two things mean the same thing. And pop would be an example of a homogeneous mixture and a solution. Acid and base. So in your reading, you should have looked at acids and bases. Remember, acids are very low on the pH scale. They are they start at 7. 7 is neutral, so underneath 7 are all acids, and any base on the pH scale is above 7. But that doesn't really tell us what acids and bases are. If we were in lab, you would be able to decide if it releases hydrogen in water. If it releases hydrogen, it's an acid, and it's hydrogen ions. And those would look like, well, they have the symbol of H+. So that's what an acid releases. And a base in a water solution releases negative OH, or hydroxides. So I'm not sure what your book said exactly, but that's the difference between an acid. It donates hydrogen ions when you put it in water, and a base donates these OH molecules when you put it in, or ions when you put it in water. Arrange each set of vocabulary terms into a meaningful and true sentence. Okay, well, number 7. Glass feels like a solid. Number 8. Molecules, ions, plasma, and gas. How about we can say this? Gas contains molecules, while a plasma contains ions. Remember that a plasma is so hot that atoms break apart and form these little ions. So gas contains molecules, plasma contains ions. Number 9, evaporation and condensation. Evaporation requires heat energy to be absorbed, while condensation requires heat energy to be released. Because remember, evaporation, the more heat you have, the more water evaporates. But condensation happens when things cool down or thermal energy is released. Electrons and metallic bonds. Let me think. Okay. In metallic bonds, the electrons flow freely around the metals. That's a weird kind of bond. It's not quite like it's not quite like ionic and covalent. In metallic bonds, they're only bonded by this free flow of electrons. Okay, so there are numbers 1 through 10 for you. What I'd like for you all to do today is let's have you guys do the multiple choice. So that's going to be number 11, 11 through 20. And let me see. I will have you guys also do, okay, excuse me. I'm actually going to have you guys do 11 through 31 today. And along with that, let's also work on the document-based questions. Okay? And I'll tell you what, I won't collect these. You guys don't have to hand these in until the end of the day on Tuesday. Does that sound good? All right, guys. Well, until Tuesday, you have a wonderful day, and I will catch you guys later. Bye bye.